to thank Madam Clerk for what she's done. We've been crunching numbers this afternoon, and she had to do the paperwork to have it here for us. I want to thank her for her efforts to do that. I would like to ask you, remind you to put your phone on silent if you would, and I'd like to welcome each one of you here to this budget meeting this afternoon. If you would you please stand for the Lord's Prayer and the Pledge of Allegiance. Our Father, who art in heaven, hallowed be thy name. Thy kingdom come, thy will be done on earth as it is in heaven. Give us this day our daily bread, and forgive us our trespasses, as we forgive those who trespass against us. Lead us not into temptation, but deliver us from evil. For thine is the kingdom, power, and glory, forever. Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you all. Roll call, Madam Clerk.
Alderman Hodges.
Present.
Alderman Jones.
Present.
Alderman Shields absent. Alderman Moore.
Present.
Alderwoman Merriweather. Present. Mayor, you have 4 board members present.
Thank you. You all take a look at the agenda there. I will entertain a motion to adopt the agenda.
So moved.
It's been moved by Alderman Moore. There's second by Alderwoman Merriweather. All in favor, stand by. Opposed, nay. Passed, there is motion here. First thing we're looking on the budget here, as you all know, this is our budget meeting, and we have the Holly Springs Utility Department.
Good evening.
Good evening.
How you all doing?
Fine, fine. How's everybody?
You all did present the budget the last time you were here, and this is back as we get ready to finalize our budget. Do you all have any changes that you were making to it that you want to present to us, or still stand as you presented on the last budget meeting?
Yes, there are some changes. Yes, there are.
What's a copy of the changes?
I can make copies on it's on the capital budget. There's some changes. The capital budget has some changes.
I have something to look at.
Yes, sir. They're gonna need copies. Is there a machine up
This little, do you have a copy of, you have a copy in your room, in your office?
Excuse me.
Copies of their budget.
Yeah, we all get started. I meant to delete these two lines
Okay.
and add these two, but I didn't tell you. This is an addition.
Only change, she said the capital.
So I'll tell them that straight.
Thank you.
Thank you. Um,
Okay.
Okay, Mr.
The,
Jones.
okay, the changes are on the capital budget under administration. It says, I'm sorry, but pneumatic tube system and the Orbit MDMS, those items I am removing from the budget. Okay, and the other items in red, I'm adding are the scanners, two laptops, and random drug testing, which I don't have a cost for at the moment. And I revised the 6 pickup trucks for the meter readers. I'm trying to, I revised it down from 216 to 210. I'm going to try to not spend that money as much as possible by using whatever vehicles we have here within the city. I'm searching for older vehicles or anything that we have to put into use for less, that will cost much less, but I haven't found those yet. I got one that I found, but the idea is to, if I can find old whatever cars that the city has, put those into use before I use that money for pickup trucks. But I did not want to put the line item in the budget because we need trucks desperately as far as the pickup and the, well, that's it, the addition, the change. We need the trucks desperately.
Okay, Mr. Jones, I understand that presentation that you made about the truck necessity for them, but as we talked earlier, I think if you would shop around at some of the options that they're having, and that you may be able to find some trucks that you have, you may be able to get something in that they are optioned also. I'm looking at your figures here where you got high, medium, low. Is that the average cost that you anticipate on future form?
Yeah, that with the vehicles that I looked at, what they had no mileage on them, but they're not quote unquote new trucks. The average cost. Yeah, this is the average cost. Is based on the medium cost, which is no, the average. What I put over here, the requested amount was based on the low cost, which was $32,000.
Of these trucks that you're looking at maybe at an auction?
No, they weren't an auction. They do auction trucks, but they don't. This price, they were for sale at this
So
company.
I think we've talked and I suggested to you that you may go to an auction. And
Yes,
buy
sir.
a truck for the meter readers, because the meter readers, if you get the AMI in place, they're not going to be there for a very long period of time. So I would suggest that we go out and buy 6 trucks at this price. But you no longer need your meter readers if they're sitting up there being of no use to you, because you're talking about this F-150 pickups and smaller things. So I would like to encourage you to look at some of the options and see if we can't find some trucks that will be utilized for the meter readers. If that's all you're working.
Okay.
Also have a place where you can go for utility trucks where you can get them for a third of the price. The utility company.
What's the name of that place?
I have it written down on my agenda.
Because I've been looking for some.
I have it.
Okay. Now, there's, originally, I agree with you, Mayor Terry. My original plan was buying those pickup trucks is because the rest of the utility department needs trucks. And those trucks, once the meter readers were finished with them, they would be used by the rest of the utility department. However, I understand the cost issue.
Yes, sir. I do believe though that the trucks that you would get from an auction was the price for both services that you have, meter readers and in future use.
Okay.
Because my question, since you're talking about trucks, are we taking full proof of the truck usage, the trucks usage that we have?
Yes, ma'am.
Because
Okay. Right now, we have a minimum of 2 meter readers in a truck, and most of the time, we have 4 trucks now, and we have 9 meter readers and 2 contractors who have their own vehicle. But we have 3 meter readers in some trucks, a minimum of 2 in all trucks.
well,
And that makes us inefficient.
that may be, and I'm sure you start hopefully inspecting that. That was not brought to my attention that way. It was brought to my attention by meter readers that once they are finished reading for that day, they're done. And they ride around in the trucks all of town. I think I told you that.
Yes, you did.
So that's why I asked the question, are we making full use of the trucks that we have? If not, I would like to look at that.
Yes, ma'am. I addressed that issue. And,
Talking with Sister Meriwether, she was saying about the trucks. When they are fixed, who fixed the trucks? Do we have somebody on our own city of Holy Springs fixing them, or do we send them to somewhere else?
we said both things happen. We have someone at the utility park department. Mark Jones is our mechanic, but what he can't handle, we send out to different vendors. We have trusted vendors right now. The bucket trucks and some of the the pickup trucks, they go out for different service places to be repaired.
So that's because the maintenance man can't have it, stuff.
Right, Yes.
But I would highly suggest, Mr. Jones, that you to shop at an auction or even what Madam Clerk is saying about, because going to a dealer and buying these trucks. I think from experience, I know that you get trucks that will service both your meter readers and energy service. Are those the only change that you wanted to present to us?
There's the item that I don't, like I said, I don't have a price for. That's the drug testing, and there is one item on what is the hiring budget or the list for employees. I wanted to add one more job description to that, and that was actually it's 2 more. A public works director and a public.
Let
Public,
me see this, and I'm gonna ask the attorney to give clarification. If you want to add those, I think attorney, if he just put them in his budget, and we could discuss the hiring practice, since this is just a
Right.
budget season.
okay,
Budget for the cost related to the hiring.
so,
If you wanted to put their salaries in the budget, then just go ahead and plug it in, but we're talking about the hiring practice, who you.
okay, yeah, okay, thank you. That's it.
What was the other question?
You have them plugged in, the figures plugged in,
I have an idea what the figures are.
but now we would present the budget tonight, and they're not plugged in, so that's what I was looking for.
Oh,
That's why I
okay.
was asking if you could plug them in.
Yes, I can plug them in, because it's the estimated salary for the public works director slash,
Let's say estimated salary for hiring.
$50,000, $50,000.
Okay, so
for-
that was
for the
up
2 people.
where your salary is here.
Yes.
Okay.
Mr. Jones, question.
Yes, sir.
Outside of, I know we got an issue right now in terms of, with the meter reading and all of it. What is your plan for projected revenues at the utility department?
My plan for projected revenues at the utility department at this time, Mr. Jones, is to shore up the meter reading and the billing so that we have revenue coming in that we can pay TVA and the bills consistently. And then I can project what revenue we'll have as far as the accounting is concerned. Right now, with the bills, with the meter reading being as it is, things just get longer and it's hard to project a budget when you don't know what your revenue is going to, what your revenue is consistently. And so,
So if what, can I see? So if that's the case, how can we do a budget? I'm not understanding. You've got to look at every entity, Ms. Jones and Ms. Accountant. And, and how many customers we have, what is the average of their monthly bills? We've got to have some kind of projection. I mean, you asking for trucks, and if we have a proposed budget of $16 over what we're getting, how can you put in the budget to buy trucks?
Well,
I mean, I'm just asking.
we don't have the revenue side, we don't have the salaries, we don't have any of the other overhead.
Yes,
This
the
is all
full
just
picture.
capital investment.
Yeah, that's all he made the changes.
Right.
Well, but we need to see all of it, because I think there were changes made in salaries too, in the last budget he gave us.
Under, payroll sheet.
On the last budget, yes, sheet that he gave us, so we need to see all that, but number one, what revenue, we need to have some kind of indications as to what revenues are coming in or are proposed or projected, so that you can make an informed decision in terms of the expenditure or what is needed in the budget.
So the projected number of the revenues, that is where we stand now. Although the billing is slow and then we're still billing for the month, the revenue month.
What is that?
So I presented it last budget, yes.
That's what I'm saying, yeah.
Yeah.
Happy with that.
this,
So is this in that?
yeah, see, yeah, we have to we presented this last time. It's the
So,
same
and
thing.
so
Yeah, it's in there.
is it possible for me to email it to you all?
Which one you need a copy of?
The last one. Okay, this is what, the full.
These are-
Yeah.
Are those the salaries in them?
This is salaries too.
Yeah.
You don't wanna just go to the general city while they go down and get something?
I mean, yeah, you can talk a little bit more about the projection.
Well,
Revenues.
let's go. I like what Madam Clerk said. Let's go to the general city, and then we come back to him. But Mr. Jones, I think we would have always appreciated, even though you brought it to us the last time, and you're making some changes now, it would be good to look at the totality of what you're going to do. So we have the questions that are being asked to you would be there on the paper. And if only changes to be made, you could identify them and we could move forward with it.
Okay.
So,
Just need to make,
y'all don't go anywhere until we
Okay.
see, but we're gonna go here with the Shelter City, proposed budget at this time, then we'll call you back. And at this time, I would turn it over to Madam Clerk.
If you all are looking at this paper here that has Mississippi large group renewal on the front, this is just an FYI. It shows what our insurance premiums are. Employee only, it was $479.51. Employee spouse, $1,012.05. Employee child, $884.96. Employee family is $1,477.30. That is just an FYI as we look forward in this budget when we discuss group insurance. And if you're looking at the paper with the yellow and the orange on that copy, the orange copy shows what the city pays for those different covers. So for employee only, spouse, child, and family, that's what the city pays. At the top in the yellow is what the employee pay per month, and I have it broken down by weekly. And according to the budget, whatever our budget is, I'm going to try to come up with a number that's good, that we can put in that would be sufficient for the city as far as what the employee would pay and what the employer would pay. And according to our meeting today, right now, we're looking at a possible 40 to 50% increase in our insurance renewal rate. So to take that in consideration, we'll be looking at those amounts as to what the city would pay into insurance. The next two that you have, one, you're gonna see a proposed budget, and the other is going to be the salary sheet. So if you turn to page 3, and the columns with the asterisk on page 3 with the proposed budget. The columns with the asterisk is where we made changes. So the first change that you'll see, the salaries, I would like to discuss those in executive session if we could, but for the overtime in the office, that's been zeroed out. For the city youth workers, that's been zeroed out. We're thinking about maybe doing like a mentorship project or like a internship, if we can do that instead of doing the city youth workers. That's one way we can make that was a cut that we put into play. The city clerk salary from my office, I would like to discuss that in executive session. Overtime, that was cut out. The auditing, I cut that out, being that the situation that we're in with the Department of Revenue and the state auditor's office at this moment, as you know, they'll be taking our sales tax and paying for our audits to be audited. So I zeroed that out at the moment. On the next page, you're gonna see a zero for the Chamber of Commerce miscellaneous. That's been zeroed out at the top. Square revitalization, it went from 5,000 to 3,000. You drop down to repair and maintenance, 093,635. We took that from 30,000 to 20,000. The contribution to the health department, we decreased that from 10,000 to 5,000. We zeroed the contribution to the historical society out, and we have a member of the board that serves at that museum, so that has to be zeroed out. We also decreased the contribution to Ida B. Wells, that decreased from 10 to 5. The homeless was decreased from 3,000 to 2,000. The retirement expense, Social Security, I would like to discuss that also in executive session when we discuss salary. Chamber duties was zeroed out. Go over to the police department.
What number is it?
It's gonna be 2 pages over. The only changes that were made was salary in the police office department that'll be discussed in executive session. The office supplies was dropped down to 5,000. Gas and oil from 30,000 to 25,000. Repair and auto from 12,000 to 10,000. And the drug-related expense from $500, and that's zeroed out. And the contractual service from 7,500 to 7,000. Those are the changes that were made. Police department. Fire department. We'll discuss the salaries and overtime and executive. The travel training from 17 to 15,000. Lease of equipment it dropped from 300,000 to 150,000. I did make a call to where we purchased the truck and we had made the payment for the year. So the next payment is not due until November 2026. So I was able to decrease that by $150,000. And those are the only changes we made there. For the street department building and grounds, I would like to discuss that more in depth in executive session based on the salary sheet. So we'll be discussing that in executive session, but gas and oil, we decreased that to 10,000. Supplies and expense decreased it to 20,000. Repair and maintenance to 20,000 for the street department. And those are the changes for street and building and grounds. Sanitation, animal control on the next page. Again, salaries will be discussed in executive session. That's the only change here. No changes in pest control. For recreation, the salary overtime, that'll be discussed in executive session. For the program and salaries, that was decreased by 10,000. Uniforms to 2,000, supplies and expense to 10,000, utilities to 50, repair and maintenance to 10, and equipment to 10. I'm going to try to offset the budget with the tourism account that we have to try to utilize those funds that we get every month. We need to start utilizing those funds. Decrease the library contribution to 12,000 from 17 to 12. The garage, nothing changed but the salary, so that'll be discussed in executive session. Human resource, the only change on the next page is the salary. It'll be discussed in executive session. Zoning, the salary and zoning has been changed, so we're executive session. And with that, we are still looking for $2,101,600.89.
I would like to add to that, Madam Clerk, Alderman Ship and Moore, now we've been crunching numbers all afternoon. And at this time, we'd like to hear if anyone else on the board has any suggestions on any cuts that you would suggest. As she said, we are still a shortfall of just a little over $2 million. Do you have any discussion from anyone? There's only one other option that we can look at and utilize in cutting that, and that is going to be more layoffs. Anyone else want to discuss, have any questions? Did I get a motion that we do, wait until he gets back and see what we're discussing?
Yeah. We'll go back with find the difference. I guess such that you have.
So we're waiting now for. Okay, can I get are you all ready? Okay, okay, should I get a motion to go into closed session to discuss going into executive session?
That's
Been moved by Alderman Moore. Yes, second.
second.
Second by Alderman Schiff, all in favor, sign of aye. Opposed, nay. As have motion carried, we will be going into closed session to discuss the need to go into executive session.
There was a motion made by Alderman Merriweather, second by Alderman Hodges, to enter executive session to discuss personnel items dealing with questions related to licensures and certifications and job performance in several departments.
How y'all doing? All right. Jolly good.
There was no action taken.
Yeah. Thank you. Do we have any more discussion on the general city proposed budget this time? If not, we're going to call for the Hollis Springs Utility Department to come back, please.
Yeah, we got copies now. Uh-oh. I left my computer there.
Okay, Mr. Jones is there. Welcome you all back, and Mr. Jones, maybe now if we can get to it, you can give us your projected income, and then we'll talk about your projected expenditures for the anticipated budget.
Okay. These are our projected expenditures. I'm missing a sheet now.
Which sheet you missing? This one?
That one. Nah, that ain't it.
No, this one. This is it right here.
Yeah, okay, that's it. Okay, these are projected expenditures.
Where you are, please. So what
Sheet one, it says the Holly Springs Utility Department Electric Budget 2026. It's the orange red sheet. Well, it may not be red for y'all. First column, well, it says revenues, residential sales. We're looking at 2025 projected balances and the projected budget. And this is based on the 2025 numbers.
And on the consolidated budget sheet, the total revenue expected is 34 million.
Gabby with you, please. Gabby with you.
Okay.
Need to know that sheet.
On the consolidated budget sheet,
Okay.
the total expected revenue is 34 million, 214, 340, 367.
That's a cumulative total of all these together here, is that right?
Yes, sir.
That's from your
That's from the
Electric, sewer,
water and gas.
water, and gas.
Mhm.
Okay.
Yes,
And
sir.
that is the cumulative total of your anticipated revenue for the fiscal year, is that correct?
Correct.
Okay. Now, your expenditures, what we do with that sheet, so we can look at, someone had the question about the anticipated revenue. Does this satisfy your, does this satisfy you?
I don't understand. On the red sheet, it's showing up expected revenues is $30 million. Oh,
Where?
on electric on this sheet here,
Mhm.
the red sheet, it says net total operating revenue of 30 million, right? That's what y'all are expecting revenue for this. I'm sorry.
That's what we're, but
For
yes,
electric.
yes, sir.
Mhm.
But then,
For electric.
right. I guess the question, this sheet has got 60 million.
What number is it?
On the electric
Yeah.
operating revenue is 60 million. I'm not,
No. Six, 72. That's, no, that's not the difference between,
And operating expense.
yeah.
I think that,
So right, because I think I gave you the,
if I'm looking at the same thing that
That's wrong.
you are looking at,
I'm trying to understand.
okay, because I'm looking here where I'm looking at the, subcode. Reading the same thing I'm looking at here. 29,583,153.07. That's what I'm looking at on electric here,
right.
okay?
That's.
So the 34 million,
On the water,
because the 34 million is minus the expenses. So that's the revenue minus the expenses. So the net operating position is the 34 million.
okay, I'm looking at all of them total together. On the water, I see the same thing on this sheet, $2,034,567.51. On the gas, I'm looking at, on the gas, I'm looking at $3,197, and I'm reading left to right, $97, $3,197, $933.91. And the last one should be the sewer, $1,023,373.24, giving a total of $35,839.87. $35,839.
Right.
35,000,000.
I see that.
$39,087.72. And so is that given the figure that they are given here that you were asking about?
Well, where I'm, down below there, it's got other operating sales.
Okay,
And then below that, total operating revenue, $72 million.
okay.
I'm not understanding where we get from 35 to 72.
Okay. Now you are going to answer that part. In the gray area right here,
Right.
under your other operating sales, you have total new figures here for it, coming from the electric,
It's
water,
subtracting
gas,
this.
and sewer. and it totals up to $1,125,000, $1,125,838.86. That's in the, other operating
Yeah, I'm
sales.
looking at, where did this number come from?
And the total operating
this
revenue is showing
subtracted from that.
$72,804.
Are they subtracting this number from this number to get this 7 here? I don't think so.
$72,804,014.31.
Yeah, these
So
add up
that's
to
the
this.
figure that we're looking at, to try to see where
But I don't know where this number comes from.
those numbers are coming from.
These numbers are total operating revenue. This comes from
That's
another
fine,
page.
yeah.
Okay.
No, well, no, it comes from this business here.
Yeah, but where, see, these numbers
Yes.
add up to this,
Mhm.
Miss Adams. These numbers add up to this.
Right,
Where's the numbers that make up this number?
yeah.
Do you know?
Yeah, so I'm gonna have to regroup all of this because
Okay, so
the
this
formula looks to be
this is operating revenue.
possibly not correct.
No, but this is operating revenue. This is sales, this is revenue. This is the money, this is the accumulated money that comes in.
Right,
And we don't have that sheet here. Right?
okay, got you.
See, this is it. So the
So I'm just gonna have to take a second look. I'm just gonna have to take a look. Yeah, I'm just gonna have to take a. It is, but let me take a second look at it so that it can be more explanatory to you all. I do apologize, but that's what I will have to do.
I think what
This is
Madam
revenue,
Clerk is
right?
looking at is on here is just a matter of having a hard time following it.
Right, and so let me take a second look at it so that it can be more explanatory and you'll be able to follow it accurately. Because I didn't change the format. I kept the format the same as the previous years because I didn't want anything to be confusing. So just let me take a second look at it and then I'll get back with you all.
Thank you.
Sounds great.
And then I also will add the new position onto the payroll budget. And this is the only one, right?
And then for the, proposed rate increase. On the payroll,
Yes, ma'am.
are you all still considering that?
Yes, ma'am.
So you all say you're gonna do some more figuring and bring it back. When will you be able to look at it?
Meeting September the 2nd at our regular board meeting.
Okay,
It's gonna be a regular board meeting and a budget meeting.
okay.
And I would propose that we would consider those salary increases. This particular time.
Okay.
And so if,
And have you all considered any other cuts? I mean, I know that we're saying so much in terms of cuts and all of this kind of stuff, because we're litigating,
Specific to
yeah, but I'm just asking.
Yes, yes, we've considered cuts.
Indicated on this sheet what cuts. that you have made or considered,
Okay.
okay?
And I would like to say too now, and we both, not only the utility department, but that's the general city proposed budget too, when we come to our next meeting, where it will be a budget meeting as well as our regular meeting, we need to be able to finalize this so we can, have our public hearing. So everyone needs to be on board and, we're ready to go and know what we have to do. Okay? All right, thank you all. Is there any further business to come before the board concerning the budget tonight?
I have one question. So if the reconsideration is to not give the rate increase, then you want that completely eliminated off of the payroll budget, correct?
Well, I would, whatever cuts that have to be made, you heard very clearly, you know your situation. You know, in terms of the revenue that's coming in at this particular juncture, I don't even have to say it. Surely you know it.
Yes.
Okay. So any cuts, just like the city is doing, we're doing, we are trying to find ways within the ways. So you have to do the same thing. And when I say ways within the ways, I mean, making the cuts necessary that without affecting the services altogether. Okay? Mayor explained it to you.
Is there any other business concerning the budget tonight? If not, can I have a motion to adjourn?
I so moved.
Let's move, Alderwoman Miller Weldon, or Jeff Second. Alderman